All right. I don't know if well, nobody's in here yet, but I want to know if this software is working. So, see if anybody jumps in here. That's kind of cool. Let me see here. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to learn this new software, so I probably shouldn't be doing this on a public video. But I am. So I'll be right with you because I have another screen up here. Let me drag it over here. And so there is some people here. I'll be right with you. I am just testing this software out, and I'll hang with you guys here for a little bit. But I wanted to try to get a little bit fancier with my streams. And so far, I'm having a little bit of issues. This is probably something I should have done before I went live. Anyway, let's see if this works. I don't know if it's going to or not. It would be cool if it did. Aha, I got it. Okay. So let me go back to this. Oh, wow. Hey, everybody. Man, I went back to the chat and there's a few people there. So that's really cool. I have a lot more features. Let me see. I'll just put everybody's stuff up here. This is cool. And then I'll try to get through these real quick. That's pretty awesome. So I'm testing out this stuff called StreamYard, because I wanted to see how it works, and I probably should have just done this on like an unlisted video, but I missed my members only chat the other night, and Dave's in here now. Dave, I'm really sorry. We'll do that this weekend, and man, I'll tell you, it was Monday. It was a crazy day. And a lot of stuff, family stuff was going on, and I just lost my day. So you guys, there's only very few members. So when I do that members only chat, I'll just tell you guys flat out like what happened that day. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to hang out with everybody here for a while. So Smoky Ribs is in the house. What's up, Russ? Congratulations on your choice to be a full-time creator. I think you've definitely earned that, and you should be. You probably should have done it a long time ago. But I'm very proud of you, and I'm very happy for you. And it's good to be working with you over by, Dave's place too. So anyway, we got about 10 people here, and I'm literally just learning how to use StreamYard. So just bear with me if anything looks weird. How's my audio and my video? If you guys would tell me, compared to like, when I'm not using StreamYard, does this sound okay? Hopefully you guys can hear me. And I don't know. Okay, cool. There you go. Now I'm seeing stuff. Audio's good. Looks and sounds great. Okay, outstanding. I was worried because you guys didn't respond to me. So I think maybe this chat is on just a little bit of a delay because it's running from StreamYard to YouTube, but whatever. So that's outstanding. Okay, great. Well, I'm starting to kind of feel a little bit at home here. Let me see. What is this? Oh, that's pretty cool. I can put a banner up there if I want. There's all kinds of little stuff I can do here. That is pretty cool, I have to say. So let me get back over here. Thanks, Dave. And look, I personally apologize to you and like the 6 other members that I have for missing Monday. I really, you guys, when I announced my membership for YouTube, it was just what 3 weeks ago, and you and like a handful of people jumped right on board, and I feel so bad that I missed my live stream Monday, but I had a good reason, and I'll go over that with you guys when we do it. I think we should do Sunday morning. I don't know if that'll work for everybody, but we'll get it done. Mike, my Thanksgiving was great, man. I it's different. I'll be honest. I mean, I had kind of a tough Thanksgiving, because for the first time in my life, I couldn't call my dad and wish him a happy Thanksgiving. And for the first time in my life, I didn't have my mom over here for Thanksgiving. So, not to keep dwelling on that stuff, but I mean, it was hard. So once I got past that, and once I was able to kind of, be okay with just when I needed to walking out of the room and then going back, everything was pretty good. We had a good time. We had, enough people here. I cooked. Wow. I mean, I cooked. You guys have probably all seen my spatchcock turkey video, and I cooked one of those, and I did a ham, and then my wife and I were doing all kinds of side dishes. My homemade mashed potatoes. We did kidney bean salad. We did deviled eggs. My oldest daughter loves deviled eggs, and my wife hates to peel them. So I told her I would help her, and Wednesday was a busy day because that's when we did all that stuff, and I had to film that day. I had to do a little bit of work with my other job that day, and then we were cooking until God knows what time. But I sat there and peeled all those eggs for the deviled eggs, and then the funny thing is, my oldest daughter gets here, and she sneaks downstairs to steal a couple deviled eggs, and she gets at them, which is fine. But then once we got everyone at the house and we put everything um, out, my oldest daughter, the one who loves deviled eggs, she like accidentally knocked the tray of deviled eggs onto the kitchen floor. And I felt so bad because first off, I'm like, gosh, I peeled all those eggs, but then I knew I could see it in her eyes that she was so disappointed, that she did that. So I felt bad for her. I almost wanted to make more, but I'm like, by the time I'm done with it, they'll be ready to leave, or they'll be full. So, um, anyway, yeah, I know I do, man. I haven't gained 50, but I've gained about 10 since I've been working from home. I'm not going to lie. So, joke or no joke, it's true. But anyway, yeah, Thanksgiving was good outside of that. And I did end up working on and off all weekend. I still run my little IT business, but I do it out of my house now. So I was super busy with that for some reason. It always seems to happen around the holidays where everybody wants something done. So I ended up having to go ahead and do a lot of work, but it was good. It's good for us because if I make a few bucks, then I can give the kids a better Christmas and everything. So I'm certainly not disappointed by that. Jim, how are you from Barrington? Man, I used to live in Melrose Park. That's where I was born and raised. Barrington, definitely higher class than where I grew up, but very nice city. And I still have friends out there in that area. So, and big fan. I always say not fan, but friends. So I don't really think I have fans. I just have friends. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. Let me see. What did Smoking Dave say? 5 second rule, man. It was yeah. So it was definitely beyond the 5 second rule. I mean, the eggs were kind of face down all over the kitchen floor, and we sweep the floor daily. But you guys have seen my dog Javi in my videos, and he sheds. So there's dog hair. We have hardwood floors, so it's like there's going to be something in there that you don't want to eat. So. But yeah, that's a good one. Let me see here. Jim, for sure, man. I will. I'll definitely keep the videos coming. I am doing this full time now, basically, creating content for my channel and SNS Grills and El Yucateco hot sauce. And that keeps me very busy. And I'm very, blessed and grateful to be able to do it. So believe me, very, very happy about it. All right, let's see here. I'm wondering, just kind of go through my settings here because this is sort of a test thing here. And man, I don't know. There's so much to learn. I'm going to have to go through this at a time when I can just, you know, post it as a, um, like a private video and then kind of really go through the settings or whatever. But, um, yeah, we got 20 something people here now. So I appreciate everybody being here, and I'm going to hang with you for a little bit if you're all right with that. Dave says he's got a husky. Yeah, so you know about the dog here. So my daughter has a husky now. She doesn't, the one who doesn't live with us anymore. But those things shed, man. They're beautiful dogs, but my God, like their couches. They just bought couches, and it's you would think the couches are made out of dog hair, and it's not the dog's fault. Especially this time of year, um, they shed, they lose their, or they what is it? They lose their summer coat or something. I don't really know, but go through the settings and see what happens. I might blow something up, Pickles. I'm a little nervous about doing that. Does it look, so tell me on your end, guys, does it look the same? Like when you would load up another chat or like another live that I did, does this look the same other than I have this logo here and the StreamYard thing and I can post these comments up here? Because I'm curious to know, if that stuff is let me try this. Curious to know if that stuff is, oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. I think that moves a little bit too fast for my taste. Let me get rid of that. But I'm just curious to know if it looks the same and stuff like that. Like, do you guys still see all the same functions? Do you have the super chat tab and you obviously have the comment tab, but is there anything else that looks different, from your end? Pickles has 2 Saint Bernards. Yeah, that's got to be a hair fest, man. That's got to be a hair fest, a hair fest. And Dave said, "Yeah, the shedding never does stop, but I think isn't it, Dave? Isn't it worse this time of year for some reason? Um, like with the Huskies when they shed, like in the fall." All right, Bobby, thank you. I appreciate that. And Pickles, I'm trying to click on your comments as they come through because I don't. I guess they don't automatically. I guess they don't automatically feed there, so I miss some, but it's okay. The dislike tab is gone. Yeah, I know, Sleeper. I know, and I'm being honest. I'm not really a fan of that. I don't know why they would do that. I mean, I think it's a good way for people to gauge, videos. And I've got a few that there's a fair amount of dislikes on, but it's always many, many more likes than dislikes. But I mean, there's reasons why I guess YouTube is doing that stuff. But yeah, that is gone. Let's see. You think the video resolution's lower? Yeah, I set it. So I set it to 720. That's the thing. So um, on StreamYard, I can have up to 720p with a free account, which is what I have now. And I'm thinking I wanted to try it, before I do the pro version. The pro version's like $30 a month, but I'm careful about it because, I mean, between the website and this, that, and the other thing, the music, memberships and stuff, so that I can put music in my videos without getting sued. It adds up. It really adds up. And I'm not making, like on each of those things. I mean, believe me, we're doing okay, with creating videos. We're surviving, so that's good. But like if I were to take the website and say, well, did the website cash flow positively? The answer is no. And these chats, like I want to make my chats better, so I think it's probably worth the investment. $29 a month, I think, is what it is. And I can have a little bit nicer looking live stream. But I wanted to test it first just to see if it's good. So, but it could very well be lower right now because I'm on that free plan and that limits to 720. So I kind of wonder if I'm at 1080 on YouTube. I'm not really sure. um Hobo Nickel is in the house. Dude, how are you, man? gosh, I got a text from you back in September, and of course you and I know why, but I haven't talked to you much since. So I hope you're doing really well. I do. Um, yeah. So he says, okay, fall. Let me see here. Let me read Dave's thing. Yeah. I noticed, like I said, my daughter said that about theirs too. They have a big husky named Boss. That's his name, Boss. And he's a really cool dog. But I mean, I'll tell you, he's a handful. He's a handful. He's huge. He's a huge dog. He's just strong. He's big. He's heavy, and we love him. But like, I can't stay when I go visit her. I can't stay long because I get my allergies go crazy with his shedding. So, all right, Russ, cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, because I can't really tell all the time. It seems like whenever I am on the webcam, the picture, like the sort of a preview picture that you get on your screen, yours, like me, like what I'm seeing or what you would see if you were streaming is what I'm saying. It seems like like it's a little fuzzy, like it's not great. So I always wonder if there's a difference and how it looks on other people's end. And I don't even know sometimes if my audio works. I have this toner microphone that I bought, which was just a cheap $30 Amazon special, but it I use it for like my voiceovers now when I do my shorts or my TikTok stuff, and it's definitely a lot clearer than just using like webcam audio, so that's why I did it. But I ended up figuring that I'll use this for my live streams, and so far I think the audio is definitely better because I played one back last time I did a live stream. I played it back just a couple minutes to see, and I definitely thought the audio was a lot better, so that's good. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. Yeah. And so, okay, cool. I see what you're saying. So you had the setting, or it automatically set you to to like the 480. So by changing it, it got better. That's good news. Okay. That's good news. Okay. Somebody's texting me here. Just give me 1 second. Want to make sure it's not anything important. All right. It's not. So what else is going on, people? Hobo, I'm glad to see you here. Russ, Bobby, Tom, Pickles, Dave. Really appreciate you guys being here. This was not scheduled. This was just something I wanted to test. But like I said, I kind of wanted to hang out a bit and just see how this stuff works. I kind of like it so far. I think I'll probably keep using it because it does look better than just the straight YouTube stream. Let me see if I missed any comments here. Nope, I think I got them all. So that banner thing was pretty cool. Hey, Daddy Dutch is here, man. How are you? My guy's in the house, my Packer fan. Let me see. Yeah, I can't seem to change the speed that banner. So like if I show this, I just think it moves too quickly. I don't like the way that looks. So I'm not going to use that. Anyway. So Kent, what's going on, man? Talk to me about how your football team's doing, because mine's not doing very well at all. As you know, we're in the equivalent of football hell right now, but they're my team. Got to ride with them. Aaron Rodgers got himself into some trouble, but came back and played good, and I think that was just proof. You guys can see how bad Jordan Love is. So I really hope that they let Aaron Rodgers go next year. I really do. I mean, I don't know if they'll let him go or if he's just going to go sign with another team. What do you think's going to happen, Kent? Do you think he's going to sign with the Packers, or do you think he's going to end up playing for Denver? I hope he goes to Denver. Of course, you know that. I don't want him in my division anymore. Hey, Dennis, how are you? This software is pretty cool. I kind of like this. Sorry, I keep going silent here because I'm kind of just checking out these. I'm checking out this different stuff that I can do here. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to use the majority of this. There's like overlay options. Let's see, they have countdown clips here. There's different backgrounds. Let me see. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Maybe I need a green screen for that. I don't know, whatever. Let me get back over to the comments. Yeah, you're right, Kent. We all do. Dave, Justin Fields, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not feeling it with him. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think he's very athletic. I think he's talented, but I think he's still having a hard time reading defenses. And I'm not sure about how quick he can process information, because I see him do a lot of weird stuff. You know how when, a quarterback is thinking so quickly and they make a move, but they're indecisive and they try to change their mind midstream. You could see it in their body language, and I see a lot of that with him. But I have to say, I think a lot of that's the coaching. I think a lot of that is Matt Nagy being a bad coach, because I think Justin Fields is a mobile quarterback. He wants to be on the run. He wants to be out of the pocket. And every quarterback that Nagy has had, he's trying to keep him in a box, keep him in the pocket, and make him be a passer. And it's I don't know. I mean, I just don't see him being successful that way. So maybe if he gets with a coach that, you know, lets him play to his strengths, maybe he'll be really good. But so far, you know, no matter whose fault it is, I'm not seeing that superstar, crazy, high ceiling caliber potential guy. I'm just seeing a guy who's probably a little better than Mitch Trubisky was. But I'm probably way off. Maybe if we better, and I hope we get rid of Nagy at the end of the year so we get a good coach, and then we'll see how good the kid is. I wish they would have fired him last week, because then we could get somebody else in here and figure out if this kid can play ball with another coach before next season. Because then you're going to lose a whole nother year next year. But that's not how the Bears do things. They never fire coaches midseason. So yeah, we're playing Arizona. Who do you guys play this weekend? I haven't looked. I mean, not that it matters. I used to pay a lot more attention to what your guys' schedule was, but not anymore, because it doesn't matter. I mean, we're out of it at this point. You guys are going to win the NFC North, and then there's a few good teams in the NFC, AFC. I mean, I couldn't predict the Super Bowl right now, but there's a lot. Oh, you're on a bye week. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. See what happens. Well, so what else do you guys want to chat about? I want to make sure I'm not getting too far off course here, because I like to talk sports too. Sometimes I think I should start like another channel, because I really do enjoy it. And, it's doesn't really match the genre of my content. So I do it on these lives, but, I try not to do it for too long. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys win every year, man. Look, you've had over 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterbacking, Kent. You should win the division every year. I mean, and out of all those years, what do you have? Two Super Bowls? So, you only have one more than we do. All right. Actually, no, 85. That's beyond. Yeah. So no, you're still way but still, I have bad math there, but still, you got two Super Bowls and you've had 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterbacking. So you should feel bad about that. Let's see. Um, my Christmas food go to. So last year, the grocery store right across the street, they had these select beef tenderloins. They weren't, prime or choice, but they were really good. They were only like $5 a pound, and I bought like 5 of them, and I froze them. I had one fresh for the holidays, and we ended up going through all of them. But that, like, I'm gonna definitely do that again this year if they have that sale, or maybe just buy one if it's not too expensive. But right now everything is. But that and Christmas is usually ham, and honestly, like for Thanksgiving, I mean, I make a hell of a good turkey, but only like 3 of us eat turkey. So, the kids will eat some, but they rather eat ham. They always think turkey is like, not as good as chicken. And so, even though it could be really good turkey, they just don't enjoy it as much. So I did, homemade stuffing and all that. So that's kind of like Thanksgiving is always the turkey and that, and Christmas we'll do a ham. Um, and we did like I said, we did a beef tenderloin, and I think we're gonna probably do it again this coming year. I think we're gonna do the same thing this year. So I'm just not sure if I'm gonna find one reasonable, and if I don't, then I'm gonna have to figure something else out. Maybe just go ham, and then that's gonna be just ham, and that's it. I'm really not sure at this point. It's a lot of things up in the air because of these meat prices. I mean, I can't believe, you know, I think I saw when I was at Meyer the other day, bottom round roast is like $9 a pound over there. What are the food prices like where you guys are? I mean, just compared to what they were, and then what they are now, because ours are just getting really out of control. I mean, I'm, we're just kind of like hoping that, that we're going to be able to, um, just find stuff at somewhat reasonable prices. And I can still kind of do that at Costco, but it's not always that way. Sometimes we end up overspending at like Meyer or one of these other places. But yeah, type in the chat here if you don't mind. Let me know. Are these I know it's a nationwide thing, but I mean, how bad is it? So yours Rusty says double at least. And I would say it's probably the same here. It's at least double. I mean, I don't the thing is like I don't remember exactly what I used to pay for bottom round, but I know for sure it wasn't $9 a pound. I mean maybe 3 to 4. I'm not even sure. Um so that's interesting, Pickles. I mean, obviously beef and pork's crazy here too, but chicken went up here a lot, like almost double. I mean, we could find chicken breasts for, I mean, of course, you could get a really good deal and get 99 cents a pound, but typical was like 149, 199. And now 2.99 is really cheap. Like that's a sale. If you find it at 2.99, it's usually like, 3.99. It's just high. It's just really, really high. That's interesting, Kevin. I wonder, how much of this really has to do with supply and how much of it is just some companies and stores taking advantage of, the news and opportunity, to gouge. I'm just not sure, I'm really not. Yeah, no kidding, man. Hot dogs and like ramen noodles, right? I love ramen noodles. I know they're not very good for you. So Tom says it's chicken isn't cheap there by him either. It's expensive. And baby backs for 5.99. And right now that's not bad. I mean, um, because I think they're even a lot higher here. I mean, just pork butt here, I could get for 79 or 99 cents a pound if I got a sale, but it would be normally like maybe 149, 179. Now it's 249 on sale and 299 not on sale. It's just high. I mean, it's crazy. Chicken thighs 2.99, wings 3.99. Let's see. Tom says $3 to $4. Now they're 5 to 6. Yep. Full spare ribs $2 a pound. That's not too shabby, man. Yeah, that's good prices. That's really good prices, Kent. You guys are lucky there, man. All right. I don't think I missed anything here. I can't tell if I have the chat set to like all or just some. You know how you have that option? I don't know. Um, I don't know what I have it set to right now. So, and I'm trying to scroll up, but it's like there's so many in here now that I can't seem to I can't seem to find it. But that's fine. Let me see. What is this? Yeah, that I don't know what that is. That's nothing. All right, let me get back down here to the bottom. Rusty, yeah, and we here like where I live, it's kind of a farming area, and we have like we have cattle farmers, and I kind of wonder if if it would make sense for us to just buy from them, but I just haven't, we just haven't gone to those lengths yet. But I mean, it's very possible that we may end up because the prices are just you know they're getting really, really high. And the scary part is, my I was home editing today, so I didn't go. My wife, well, and my daughter just got off a quarantine. She wasn't sick, she had no symptoms, and she tested negative for the word that I don't want to say. Um, but they made her, because she had possible contact in school, they made her go home for like a week, and over Thanksgiving break and whatnot. And then even a couple days beyond. So today was the first day she went back, and now yesterday we got a call from my son's school, and he had to come home because of possible contact. So now he's quarantining for 2 weeks at home and doing the remote learning, which he's a straight A student. So I'm so proud of him. And the first thing he said to me was, I don't know how I'm going to keep up and maintain my grades, because it's like they don't, if you're on remote, you're so disengaged, and sometimes they don't even sign you in and you can't hear anything. And, but anyway, my point was that I was getting to is that I didn't go with my wife to Meyer today. She went to pick up a few items, and she called me when she was there, and she's like, there's literally nothing here. Like, the shelves are just empty. It looks like people just came through here and looted the place. And whatever they did have was just astronomically priced. So, I've been kind of ignoring all this buzz and crap that's going on, but because I just I don't want to cloud my mind with negativity. But, honestly, I'm starting to get worried, because I don't know. We may end up having, problems getting stuff. And I did stock up, but you can only, how much can you stock up and keep? So yeah, Rusty, it's tough, man. And I know they're doing I know they're doing what they think is right, and I don't have a problem with it. If I'm very about uh personal choice, if you want to put it that way, and I follow whatever. If I live in Illinois, and Illinois is very um let's just say they're very cautious about this virus. So, I do what they want me to do. If I got to wear a mask, I wear a mask. If my kids have to come home, they come home. I don't argue about it. It is what it is. So, I think everybody just wants to get past it, but I just don't think that it's going to be that way. I think we're going to have this thing around for a long time, and that's going to continue to change and mutate and cause problems for people. So we're just going to have to deal with it however we can. Hey, Darnell, how are you? And Dave, you guys say you have bare shelves there too. Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, I know, believe me, I know what I know what you're experiencing, and it's starting to get a little worrisome. It really is. Rusty's in New York. Yeah, it's interesting, Rusty, right? Like I don't want to go into politics on it because I don't want anyone to get mad at me or anything, but like I just kind of look at the states and what they're doing and then I look at the numbers and a lot of it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, Florida's wide open and they don't have really high numbers. I mean, and who knows? They may not be reporting accurately. I mean, because they want to prove a point or they want to be right, maybe not really right, but just right and optically to the rest of the world. I'm not accusing them of that at all. Um, but these other states could be overreported. I mean, I just right now I don't know. This whole thing has turned into this crazy, back and forth, and it's almost become not about the people getting sick anymore. So it's just scary. It's just scary. I do wear a mask. I like it. I don't like people looking at me. All right, let me see here. Yeah, Rusty, I got to say, man, I mean, a lot of people are moving to Florida now, because they kind of like the way things are run there. But I mean, again, I don't want to get too far into it because I mean, I think we all have our opinions, but voicing my opinion on things doesn't change anything, and um, certainly isn't going to change my situation. And I'll just say that we follow whatever rules there are. If there's something we have to do, like I said, with the kids or with whatever it is, we do it. But like here by us, um, there's mask requirements for school, and the kids wear them every day. And initially, um, when this school year started, they were taking temperatures at the door, before the kids went in. And then they just stopped. Like they just kind of went, whatever, and they stopped. And now in the last 2 to 3 weeks, the cases are just blowing up, because the weather's cooler, people are indoors. Um, and for, I guess, a lot of reasons, but it's their cases are spiking. And so, this is the second time my daughter had to be taken out of school and the second time my son had to be taken out of school. So, I mean, they're just doing what they think is right. So, but yeah, the going back to it, like, what I was getting at with this is that it sort of plays into that, you know, with distribution and people being shorthanded and the shelves being empty, like when you go to buy food. So it is scary, but at the same time, you know, I mean, I don't know what we can really do about it. We just have to deal with it and try not to be hoarders. I mean, when we go, get what we need, leave stuff for other people. I stocked up, when there wasn't a problem, but it's again, it's not enough to really, uh, it's not enough for me to feel comfortable here, if something were to happen. But I'm just hoping we don't get to any kind of point like that. Squirrel, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Um, Tom, that's funny because so my wife and I kind of enjoy it too because, like when you're in a grocery store and somebody pisses you off, you can kind of mumble under your breath and they don't know that you're saying anything when you have the mask on. So it's got its benefits. I feel like I'm missing comments here, but I don't know how to change this feed to all instead of top or whatever because I'm on StreamYard and I shouldn't not know how to do it. Maybe there is no option for it. That's entirely possible, but I thought I saw it before I started the live. Um, so I'm not sure. I guess whatever. But okay, what else? What else should we talk about here? I got another 20 minutes or so if you guys want to hang out. Yeah, pickles, that's true too, man. But again, like it depends on how far your mind goes with that. Has there really been no flu or has there just been no flu reported? I don't know the answer. I try to stay very common sense grounded, and I'm old enough to know uh, that people lie about stuff all the time, like for their own benefit. They'll lie more than they'll tell the truth. So knowing that, I have a hard time buying into any of it. I really do. I wonder if that's true. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure. And then you hear it from one place, but somebody else will tell you something different. So, um, yeah, I'm just not sure. And pickles, that's a good point. But again, you think about the reporting part of it, right? That's what was reported. That's what's given to the statisticians. But we don't 100% know that we could trust that. I mean, we certainly can, significant change. So, that's the good news. Let me see. Slash had a question here. Family of five, I'd get a 36-inch, man. I really would, because you're going to have more griddle space. Well, more, no duh. You're going to have more griddle space. But what I do is, like, on that far right side, I'll put it on low. And as I'm, kind of finishing items up, I push them over there and kind of make that a keep warm area. And I think that's the biggest benefit to having the 36, because, now you keep your food warm there, and you can still get plenty of cooking done with the rest of the space that you have, and put those other burners higher, for cooking. So I probably could have got away with the 28, but I bought the 36 initially, and I after I had it, I'm like, gosh, am I glad that I have that extra few inches of space. So I would definitely say go with the 36, no doubt, especially for a family of five. I got to get a sip of water here. That's a good point, Pickles. It really is. Because, um, you could save a little money by getting, smaller, but it's such a small incremental jump for so much more space when it comes to this stuff. And honestly, it wouldn't make sense not to. I think if you were like just you and one other person in the house, or just somebody who lives alone, I think the smaller griddle's fine. But if you've got a family, if you've got a wife and kids or whatever, I would say, get the bigger one. No, Russ. I mean, I knocked out a good amount of bourbon on Thanksgiving, brother, because I was really missing my mom and my dad. And the bourbon, it helps at first, and then, like, you kind of, it starts to set in, and then it kind of makes you even more depressed. So I had to get away from it, but I had plenty. And I whipped out my bottle of Rock Hill Farms, which is really rare bourbon, and I found it about a year ago. Um, I wasn't gonna open it because I bought it for, like, well, I bought it for more than retail price because these guys are gougers over here. But I could have sold it for 3 times what I bought it for, and I left the packaging on and everything, and I wasn't gonna do it. And one day I'm like, gosh, I'm just gonna drink this stuff. And I popped it open, and it was really good. So the Rock Hill Farms has the same mash bill as Blanton's, and Blanton's happens to be my favorite bourbon, and not only because it's, in all the John Wick movies, but it's just the smoothest, most well balanced bourbon that I've ever had. And I'd say that's that. And so that Rock Hill Farms, one of the rare Weller bottles, and uh, one called Blood Oath. Those are the four. Those are my four favorites. And out of those, I still love Blanton's the most. But I think Rock Hill Farms is the most rare one I have. I mean, I saw somebody post last night that they hadn't seen a bottle for 10 years on a shelf anywhere. So, I feel lucky to have it. And I still have more than half a bottle left. But yeah, I got into it the other night, man. I won't lie. I probably drank $100 worth of bourbon easily. Destroyer, hey man, how are you? Thank you, Billy. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody's support. I really, really do. Santa starter beard. Dude, I'm getting old. My accountant told me I'd better check and see how many quarters I have contributed to Social Security because I look like I'm getting old. That's that makes me feel real nice. And I'm 46. I'm just gonna tell you how old I am. I don't care. I feel every bit of it, but you know. Hey Michael, how are you? Chris, thanks for coming in. Let's see. Yeah, Rusty, man, I love the Rock Hill. Do you have a bottle? Or have you tried it? Has somebody, shared some with you? Because it's supposed to be really rare, and I've only seen the one bottle. I've only seen the one bottle. And the funny story is, I walked into my liquor store and where I always go look to see if they have any stuff there. So I I asked the guy, I'm like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, it's really, really rare." And I thought he was just trying to get me to buy it because I'm like, I've never even heard of this. And I walked out and then I looked it up on my phone and I ran back in. I ran back in to get it because I knew somebody was going to swipe it on me. And I paid good money for it, but I'm glad that I did because I really, really like it. Pickles, you ain't kidding, man. I mean, I was watching my turkey video from 2 years ago because I wanted to kind of just recap my cook for Thanksgiving before I did it because I really gave a detailed cook in that one. And man, I was thinner. My beard wasn't gray. I mean, I don't even know. I just I mean, and I can't. There's nothing I could do about this. I'm aging. It is what it is. Russ says he was 17 when I was born. Well, Russ, you don't look that much older than me, man. So you're doing pretty good. I couldn't even imagine what I'm gonna look like in 17 years from now. Yeah, 40. So 44, I still kind of looked, you know, I mean, like I do cardio, I lift weights. I've been doing that. I mean, I did it when I was a teenager, and then for a long time I didn't do any of it. And then like 8 years ago, I started to say, I'm gonna lift weights again and do cardio. And I've been doing it religiously other than a couple breaks here and there for back when my back was killing me or whatever, but I've been doing it religiously. The thing is I was looking pretty good, but now like 45, 46, I mean, I can't even really build muscle anymore. It's so hard. And then I get discouraged. I still do it because if I don't, I feel bad up here, but it sucks, man. Enjoy 44. I'm just telling you, enjoy 44. Oh, Russ is gonna be 63 tomorrow. Happy birthday in advance, man. Happy birthday in advance. Used to buy it all the time. Hard to get nowadays. Yeah, I agree. And you said that you were able to buy Pappy. I've never had Pappy. I've heard so much about it, but I've never had it. One of the stores out here, and I can't remember. Is it Woodman's? I think it's Woodman's. They have this big liquor department. It's a big grocery store, and they do raffles. So like once every couple months, whenever they get Pappy, they'll do a raffle. So you can buy a ticket for however much money. I don't really know because I never did it. And if your name gets drawn, then you're able to buy Pappy at whatever the label price is. So let's say it's 100 or 150 or $200. And my wife's cousin, her husband, won the raffle one time, and so he bought a bottle of Pappy for like $100, and he turned around and sold it for $1,200 the next day. I mean, it was like instant. So I would just like to try it. I wouldn't even care about trying to make money on it. I would just like to try it. Let's see. Yeah, and happy birthday, Russ. I know I said it already, but I'll say it again. Um, Let me see here. I missed a few comments. Where's the one that I clicked on? There we go. Let me get down here. Yeah, 10, 12 years. I see. I don't, I, Rusty, I just kind of discovered my passion for bourbon within the last few years. I really never knew that I enjoyed it. I just one day tried it and I was like, this is really nice, and I liked it. So I started to kind of, when I was out, I would stop at stores and I would look and see what they had, because you never know, you're going to find, rare stuff. And that's how I ran into my first bottle of Weller Green, which is probably top 3 or top 4 for me from what I've had. I don't know. And I've never had the blue or the red label, but I've had the green label. I think I've been lucky enough to find like 3 bottles. Well, I found 2 bottles, and then my younger brother found me a third and he bought it for me. So I have it, you know, tucked away for when I run out of this other one. But that's the Weller Green's like a rye, and it's super smooth, man. I really really enjoy it, and I don't drink it very often because I don't have, you can't find it. You can't find it anywhere. Yeah, you must have started young. um, there you go. Pickle says he drinks cheap beer and uses liquor for sauces. I made a I made a barbecue sauce. So I bought a bottle of Larceny, right? So if you guys know bourbon, you know Larceny. And people were telling me, you gotta try Larceny, you gotta try Larceny. And I'm like, okay, if I see it, I'll get it. And I got it and I brought it home and it was just terrible. I didn't like it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just cook with this. So I did a video not too long ago. I think it was for El Yucateco, and I did a bourbon based barbecue sauce, and it was amazing. I put a shot of Larceny in there. My God, I've never had barbecue sauce that good from any store or any bottle. And I have the recipe. I just, I'd love to make it again, but it was so good. It was just amazing. So that's the only real experience I have cooking with bourbon. Now I did a Blanton's chicken skillet. So I actually did cook chicken with Blanton's, and I did like a skillet on the Blackstone not too long ago. It might have been within the last 6 months. That was amazing. I mean, it tasted super high class. Like if you were at, some restaurant that, you probably wouldn't go to very often. And it was really delicious. All right. Where are we at here? Tom says that Russ's birthday is a few days earlier than his. So yours is coming up too, Tom. Well, happy birthday, man. And I think I'm caught up on comments. Like I said, I can't tell if I'm using these comments right on here or not. Cognac with a cream sauce is old school good stuff. I gotta try it. I never made it. I've never really had cognac either, just on its own. One of the bourbons I have called Blood Oath. It's a unique blend. So every year they change the recipe, and I think I have Blood Oath 4, 5. I don't remember. And what they did with it is their unique thing for that year was that they finished it in like a cognac cask, and it's just super good. My friend bought it for my birthday, and he brought it over here, and we sat down and we drank all but one serving of that bottle, and I saved it. I still have it. So it's been that way for a year and a half. And I'll probably save it for a long time, but that stuff was really, really good. So that's my only experience with anything close to cognac. That's my purpose for saying that. Bourbon goes good with vanilla ice cream. I'll buy into that, man. I don't eat a lot of sweets, but yeah, I would definitely. So what do you do with it? Do you mix it up? What do you do? These guys are both older than me here, Chris and Tom. So I have there's a few people older than me. I don't know. I feel old. I guess I shouldn't. Rusty's younger than me. Rusty's 37. So Rusty, tell me, what do you do with the bourbon and the ice cream? I mean, do you just like how do you intertwine it? Do you just kind of mix it together like a shake? Put it in a blender together, like maybe a bourbon vanilla ice cream shake. That sounds good, actually. There we go. I think these comments are on a delay because I'll get like five at a time. Um, hey, Guga's in the house. How are you, brother? I enjoyed your video with all the superstars. I talked to Greg and Justin about it when they got back. They had a great time, and it was really cool of you to do that. Really, really cool. And it was great videos all around. I enjoyed Justin's video and Greg's video, and obviously yours. I always enjoy yours. But thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. It's always nice to have a superstar in the house. Pickles, that sounds really good, man. Rusty says just mix some in it. I'm gonna try it. I really am. I don't eat a lot of sweets, but I'm definitely gonna try that next time I let myself have some vanilla ice cream. Um, yeah, dude, did you see my comment on your post, Guga? I've been eyeing that gateway drum for a while, man, and I just haven't pulled the trigger because I see that and the Hunsaker, and then I was gonna do my own build with my son this past summer. I was gonna just do like a barrel smoker build, but I didn't get to it. So it was just too much to tackle with everything else I was trying to keep up with, and we've just had a lot going on. But yeah, I'm really excited to see you cook on that because I love the Gateway and I love that blue color they have because I'm a Cub fan. So if I buy one, it's going to be that blue color. And yeah, I would be honored to come there, man. Someday. It is nice. Yeah, I know. Well, the red one you have is the red one you have is super cool. I like the blue a little bit better. If I buy it, that's what I'm gonna get. But I haven't done it. And I think the prices just went up, man. I should have done it. I should have done it before the prices went up. Dave, Carl's doing good. I just saw him yesterday actually. So he was filming with his buddy today. He's got a guy from his church that lives here in our same subdivision who does his camera work. His name's Ward, and they were filming. What were they filming today? He told me. I can't remember, but I did talk to him today. So his problem is just keeping up with content, and then he doesn't do his own filming or editing. He has his buddy do it. So it's not all his style when it comes out because it's his video. It's his. He's teaching you on video, but the other guy's doing the editing and everything, so it's not quite the same result, I think. And but that's the best that they could do. I mean, I wanted to help him like with editing and everything, but I can't commit to that. I don't have the time. I'm trying to support my family here and do the stuff I have to do, and it takes a long time to do this stuff, so it would be too much for me to take on. I mean, he's got somebody helping him, so that's good. And I helped him pretty much get started. Everything he did on his channel, and just kind of going to lunch with him time and time again and talking to him and his buddy Ward. And, I think he's having fun. I mean, he's not trying to make, big money or anything out here or big fame. He's just trying to share his knowledge. And I think he's doing that well. And I think, his Instagram account is actually growing pretty well. But to answer your question, he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good. He had a little health problem not too long ago, but he's getting through that. And, he's back to his filming and everything. So, he's a good man, and I'm happy that he's doing well. Yeah, pickles, I know. I really want one, man. I have my pit barrel here, and I love the pit barrel, but it's like I so badly wanna, I so badly wanna have a Gateway because I just think they look so awesome, man. I love that blue that they have. It's such an outstanding color. A beautiful cooker. I would be afraid to use it because I wouldn't want to get it dirty, and I try to keep everything really, really clean. So I would be out there, spit shining that thing every day probably. Um, all right, let me see here. Did I fall behind anywhere? All right. Yeah, Dave, I agree with you 100%. He taught me a lot too, I mean, I didn't even know how to cut veggies the right way. I thought I For the longest time I thought I was doing it right and I was not. So, he taught me a lot as well. And that's what he loves to do is he loves to teach people. That's why he's got his channel is because um he wants to teach people what he knows, and he knows a lot. I mean, he worked at some of the most, high class restaurants in Chicago, and he went to chef school, and he owned a deli of his own, little restaurant, and I mean, he's got so much knowledge to share, and he loves it. He just loves to share his knowledge. And I think my comments are stuck again because nothing's loaded here for the past couple of minutes. There's one here now, Backyard Warrior. How are you, man? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I don't think I missed any here. Did it jump all the way up there, or what happened here? Um, yeah, no kidding, Dave. I mean, when I'm sitting by him and he's like cutting celery or something, I'm afraid he's gonna knock one of his fingertips off because he's so quick with it. But no, he's super cool. I really, really love the guy. See, I can do that if I need to. All right. Okay. Wow, we got 27 people here still. That's pretty cool. Oop, down to 25. Um, yeah, I just wanted to test this software. So far, I think I like it. I'll probably subscribe to the plan, I suppose. And hey, Doug, how are you, man? It's good to see you. Let me see here. I haven't, Chris. I haven't. If I run it, I don't know if I'm sure I've seen it. I'm sure. I don't think that's ultra rare, but to be honest, I haven't had anyone really tell me, to kind of single it out and to look for it. But Old Forester Statesman. I'm going to have to look for that. I'm going to write that one down. I've got a liquor store across the street that occasionally gets good stuff. So I like to stop in there and just kind of see what he has from time to time. And the holidays are a great time to go. Like if you're going to go look for, something that's kind of rare, like Blanton's, you go around this time because that's usually when they'll get most of it. And I just never really understand why it's so hard to get some of the stuff, but it is. 95 proof. There you go. Gonna click over to this screen for a second. I'll be right back. And here I go. Where am I at? Right here. There we go. Yeah, I feel like the comments here, the only thing about StreamYard so far that I'm frustrated with, and I know I keep repeating it, but I'll see like 5 load at once on my end, and then there won't be anything for a while. So I just don't think it's like directly connected to YouTube where it's instantaneous. But anyway, 1792 foolproof. I have a bottle of it's not foolproof, but I have 1792. I have a bottle of 1792. I do. I do. Yeah, I do. In fact, I had a little bit. I had a pour the other night. Opinion on a good pellet grill, Doug. I'm real careful about recommending stuff I haven't used, but uh, you know, a couple friends of mine have the new Lone Star, and that thing's I I would stand behind that without even knowing anything about it, just because I've got one of their offset pits and their quality's just through the roof. And the people have told me, people I trust. So that's a higher dollar one. As far as what I've used here, I really the Camp Chef line. I've had two of them. They've been just really good. Just being completely upfront and honest, the Camp Chef is, uh, it's thinner metal, so it's not like ultra super heavy duty, but it's not like cheap thin. It's kind of in the middle. So, but because it's not super super thick, what happens is that in the cold weather, if you live in a cold weather climate, you're going to have some issues sometimes getting temperatures up high if you want them high when it's really cold out. And pellet grills in general, they don't like to operate in super cold weather because there's a lot of moving parts. You have a motor, you have an auger, and those things. With the way how weather can affect mechanical things. I mean, they'll work fine. I've always been able to use my pellet grill in the winter, but you could tell it really labors to start. All of them that I've ever owned have when it's like 0 out or 10. But I mean, if I have to endorse a brand, I would pick one that I use and that I can tell you I can stand behind, and that would be Camp Chef. The Woodwind has been just great. I haven't had any problems with it. I love the Wi-Fi app. It holds a good temperature. I love that it has smoke setting of 1 to 10. So, you can adjust how much smoke flavor you're putting into the food. I mean, there's just a ton of reasons to go with it. I reviewed other grills before, and I had a Grilla Grills, and that thing I had a couple issues with, you know, flame outs. It was built great, like it was super heavy duty. So, like if you moved it around, you could noticeably, tell that it was built with heavier, better quality material, but mechanically and operationally, it wasn't as good as the Camp Chef. And then I reviewed the Weber Smokefire. That thing's a joke. I would run from that. They made claims about being able to do direct grilling and all this stuff. And I mean, that thing's just a grease fire waiting to happen. And I had one in the one day that I owned it. I made a slab of ribs, a steak, and I don't know, something else. And just a little bit of grease gathered at the bottom. Their design doesn't work the way it's supposed to. And so, yeah, stay away from that one. I don't want you to get hurt. And if you're kind of new to the pellet grill game, then you definitely don't want that one, because the biggest problem with that one is because Weber's name is on it. So everybody just thinks they can trust it, and you can't. I'm sorry, you can't. I mean, I know people deny it, and they say, "Oh no, it's a great grill," but that's because they spent their money on it and they don't want to admit to you that they screwed up. That's 99% of it. I would not buy it. So that's that. Hey, Danny, how are you, man? Glad to have you here. And I apologize for missing the other night. Um, I'll tell you guys about it when we do our members only chat, because that's a very small group. So I can kind of really reveal some of the issues that I had that day. But let me see here. Hey, so Turtle Power, thank you, man. I appreciate the nice comment. Thank you very much. And a smash burger is definitely coming up. I need to do one. I was just talking about it. I think I put a meatloaf video out last week and it did really well. So everybody that watched it wanted me to give my mac and cheese recipe. So I think I'm going to be filming that next. And it unfortunately, so I ordered a dish, like a serving dish for the mac and cheese that I wanted for the thumbnail. picture, and it didn't come yet. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get that video done for Saturday, which kind of sucks because I've been consistent with getting content out, every week. But this week is not going to happen, and part of that is just being way too busy with working two jobs and having a lot of stuff come up. But I will definitely get that done, and then I'm going to get and then I will get another burger video done. I love doing burger videos. So, you're not going to have to wait real long for one of those. I promise you that. Hey, Evan, how are you? Thanks for stopping in, man. I really appreciate everybody's support. Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, I'll get a burger video done. No problem. Give me some ideas. Anybody have any ideas for Smash Burger? I mean, there's so much flexibility with it, and I could think of a million things. But, if there's something that somebody wants me to try, maybe I'll do it, depending on what it is. And I got to wait for this chat to load again because I can't tell if it's stuck or not, but it feels like it is because every time it pops up, there's like 5 or 6 things there, and then there'll be nothing for, forever. So yeah, see, here's a couple more. Hey, Mayhem, how are you? It's so good to see you, man. I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you? Hope you're well. Let me see here. What'd you say there, Pickles? Thoughts on titling a video with a specific grill, aside from when that brand new grill is. Now the comments are coming and I can't read yours. Pickles, I'm not sure I understand your question. I want to know. I can definitely give you advice, but specific grill aside from when the brand new grill is out. You mean, well, what kind of video is it going to be? Is it going to be like a cook? It's going to be focused on the cook or focused on the cooker? Ooh, a bacon blue smash burger. Danny, that sounds pretty good, man. Yeah. I make a killer blue cheese dressing. And I wonder if I should maybe somehow incorporate that. Because that would be good. I mean, heck, I would love to have that for lunch on a film day. Let's see what Doug said here. Stick burner smoked me too much working with the fire. Yeah, Doug. The stick burner, it's going to be a lot of maintenance, during the cook. I mean, and then of course the smoke is a lot different. So, and a Pit Boss I've never owned. I've heard good things about them. They almost connected with me to do some videos, and then they didn't. So, I never really had one, but I've heard some decent things about them. And so it's hard to say like how the Camp Chef would compare to what you have. But I know that I've had 2 Camp Chef pellet cookers over the last 3 years, and I haven't had one problem at all to speak of. I mean, it's just they've been rock solid, and I would take another one, buy another one, whatever, gladly, without any question. So they're definitely really, really good. Evan wants to know if I've thought about a cookbook. I have, Evan. I have. I just honestly don't think I have the street cred for that yet. I'm at 50,000 subs. I think if I had 100,000 subs and stuff, I think I might feel more comfortable with doing that. It'll take time and money to put together, and then of course I would want people to buy it. After all that. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. It just hasn't really come to fruition. It takes time, really. I mean, I just opened my membership up here on the YouTube channel just so I could have members. And I have 50,000 subscribers, but I think I have less than 10 members in the first 3 weeks. So you never really know what's going to happen with that stuff. If I knew that I could, that I felt good about doing it, because I don't want my head to get too big. Well, I got a cookbook, I don't know if I'm there yet. But I do have a lot of good recipes and ideas. Some of them are unique and some of them are not, but I do want to share that stuff. So at some point, I save all my recipes and all my descriptions in OneNote. And at some point, if I ever wanted to put it together, I could probably do it without a huge hassle. But I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more to it than I know. But yeah, I've thought about it, and someday I will. Someday I will. I just don't know when that's going to be. Mayhem, I'm glad. I'm really glad that things are well for you. It's been a while since I've seen you, so um, yeah, it's good to see you. Really, really good to see you. Tom's Food Factory, my version of a White Castle burger. You know what? I could definitely do that. Like I could do like a, like a smash burger slider video, and thin the onions really good, get the mustard and the pickle right. I like to chop up not chop up the pickle. I still have a pickle on there, so let me clarify what I'm saying. But I like to kind of like make my own relish and mix it in the mustard. And when I do those, because I've been doing those I've actually not smash burgers because I got the indoor 22-inch electric Blackstone now that I've been just kind of doing burgers on inside and stuff like that. So, but outside I would smash them. Um, I would have the nice thin onions. I would make like like a pickled mustard, pickles, chopped up pickles and mustard, and even add some onions to that. And then I would also add the grilled onions. Oh yeah, I got a lot of good ideas for this. I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Tom does not like blue cheese dressing. I never liked it either, Tom. And then I was asked to make it for a video, and I used the recipe and I altered it, and now I love it. And my wife is the same way. And I love mine. Let me make it clear. I don't normally like blue cheese dressing at all. But my wife, she runs from blue cheese. She loves my blue cheese dressing. In fact, she comes home with the stuff a lot of times from when she comes in the store, so that I'll make it. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but oh my God, is it good? Let's see what Pickle said. So, say when the Weber Smoke Fire just came out and you want that versus later when you might just say something on a pellet grill and keep it generic. Um, I'm not, you know what? I'm not sure I'm understanding what you're saying, man. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just an idiot. And now I got comments coming in and I lost yours. Hold on a minute. Let me go back to it. Yeah, I mean, so if I'm understanding your comment or your question well, which I'm not convinced that I am, um, you might just say something on a pellet grill and keep it generic. I mean, I guess it depends on what, like I said, I think it depends on what kind of video I'm doing. If I'm understanding your question correctly, I mean, so the nice thing about including cooker names in the videos is that sometimes those search terms are good, right? So, like Camp Chef's always really good keywords because people search up Camp Chef stuff. So sometimes a video is not even about the cooker, but I make sure to put the cooker name in the title and the description because the algorithm likes it. So, you don't necessarily have to, but if, for me, I'm learning that the algorithm is really random. And every time I think I have a handle on it, I realize I don't. So I try to go by percentages, I mean, to put it in sports terms, I'm going to put my best pitcher statistically against whatever batter is in the box, um, at any given moment. So, I mean, I'm going to give myself the best chance to have success based on stats and what I know. So, I mean, yeah, that's how I'll use it, for reasons like that. Copycat Fuddruckers Bourbon Burger. Kevin, that also sounds like a really good idea. Mayhem says start a Discord. Mayhem, I don't even know what Discord is, man. I've heard the word so many times. I thought it was just like a gamer's chat site. I don't know. Is that what it is, or am I just an old man here? um And yeah, Pickles is asking like if people cook on Discord or if it's mostly gaming. It's a great question. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I started to look it up one day, and I just never followed through with it. That was a long time ago. I think it might have been the last time you told me that, Mayhem. It could have been a couple of years ago. Smash Burger book, I would love to do, Dave, because I see so many people do it wrong. Um, and it, I mean, I'm not an expert with it. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that there's some basic principles that you follow to make a correct smash burger, and I don't see people follow them, and they're on YouTube, and then their videos will get like tons of views, and there's all these people making smash burgers the wrong way because they watch somebody do it the wrong way, and it just irks me. But it's just what it is. Toasted cheese sandwich with a smash burger, bacon in the middle. Dog, that sounds really good too. You guys are making me hungry. I made fried rice tonight at home. I felt like, something Asian. And I just bought from Dalstrong because they had so Dalstrong sends products to me, but I also buy things from them. There's things I want that I'm not going to just say, "Hey, send this to me." So I bought the new Shadow Series chef's knife a couple of weeks back, and then I've been trying to replace our cookware here at home little by little because it's just so old and screwed up. So I bought the new wok that they have, and I bought a big stock pot because I have like literally only one or two soup pots, and sometimes on Sundays I'll have chili and soup going. If my brother and my nephews come over, and I wanted a bigger pot, so I'm little by little I'm replacing our cookware. But I made Chinese food tonight in that wok, and my God, it was good. I just made chicken fried rice. That was amazing, man. Holy cow, Mayhem, man, you don't have to do that. I really appreciate it, but my goodness, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Dude, thank you so much. That's way more than I deserve. Thank you. And I'm trying to find your other comment here, right here. Started out as gamers, but it evolved for whatever you want content. No kidding. Okay, so is it like YouTube then? I'm gonna have to just check it out. If it's something like that, like I can, because what I've been learning lately is that I create these videos and that, like I've been only putting them on YouTube forever. And I'm like, that's stupid. I should put them on, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. And so I've been doing a little bit of that. And I'll be honest, I haven't caught traction with it. But yeah, for sure. And yeah, Mayhem for sure, man. I would love to see Rolls because I'm sure he's probably huge there. I mean, he's huge on YouTube now. I haven't kept up with him, unfortunately. He's just a great guy, but I've kind of lost touch with a lot of the channels that I've watched when I first started. I just don't watch enough stuff anymore, and so I don't keep track of everything that's going on. But I mean, Pitmaster X, man, he's a superstar, and he's a hell of a guy. I really like him, so I'm excited to check this out now because, yeah, I mean, I would like to try that and see what happens. I'm going to see what it's like and see. I mean, I don't know if I can just upload my videos as they are, or if there's different, uh, if there's any metadata. I'm excited to try it out. Very true, Mayhem. Yeah, it's. I think you know, everything's different from day to day. Especially for me, the last couple years have just been. I mean, yeah, I'm not even going to go into it. There's a lot of people on here that already know, but it's just a lot of stuff. And thank you again for that, Mayhem. Man, really appreciate that. Thank you. Now I'm starting to see more stuff pop in here. I think this thing is delayed. Drives me crazy because I can't keep up with it. And then it goes off my screen. I think I'm down here now. There we go. It's the only thing I don't like about this new software here. So maybe the pay version's better. I think I'm going to do it anyway. I think it's probably worth it for me. Danny Marino says funky cheese is always good. Let me see. All right. That's how I do that. All right. Let me see here. I've been on about an hour and a half. It's a little after 8 o'clock. You guys still want to hang out or what? I've been in and out. I've had as many as I think 30 people in here, and then I've gone down to like 10 at some point. So we're right in the middle now. Thanks, TM. I really appreciate it. I may not be going anywhere yet. You ever think about doing live interviews? I've thought about it, Pickles. I'm just not sure how good I'd be at it, but there's a lot of people I'd like to have on, and there's a lot of people that I know that have helped me that I think could probably help other YouTubers or, just help other people cook better. And so there's definitely it's something that I want to do. Hey, Bobby, thank you very much for coming in. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all your support for forever, for as long as you've been here. So thank you for all that, and have a great night and a safe day tomorrow. And where was I talking? Yeah, Pickles, I really would like to. I think the problem with it would be being consistent, and I think that's the biggest challenge. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be the biggest challenge. Is just being able to find guests and then stick to a weekly schedule, or a monthly schedule or whatever it would be, and I don't know how easy it would be. Is it your internet speed though? I can't. Yeah, I'm not sure, Mayhem. No, I got really good internet at home. I'm just so what I'm. If you're talking, I think you're talking to me, but I'm using the StreamYard stuff today for the first time, and it's different. It looks a lot different to me when I'm on here versus when I'm just on YouTube doing this, and so it's weird because with YouTube I can usually see the comments come up as they come in. And on this, it seems like it'll kind of not do anything for a little bit and then it'll pop up and then I'll have, 3 or 4 or 10 at one time. And so I'm not sure in relation to like when I see it versus when somebody um when somebody actually typed it, but I guess it's not that big a deal, but it is a little different because I could tell that it just pops up and then there's a bunch of them there. And I don't think everybody's sitting there and not commenting and then all of a sudden doing it at one time. So that's what's different on my end. Let's see. Do a team up with Griddle with Johnny. Man, I'm probably going to sound like a real jerk, but I don't know who that is. He's probably got a channel 10 times bigger than mine, I'm sure. So I don't mean any disrespect, but I don't know who that is. I'll have to look Johnny up. Pickle says there is a lag with StreamYard. Yeah, I could tell, but it's okay. As long as it still works, that's the big thing. And Danny here, let's see, restaurant. I wanted to do that, Danny, and it's funny because I started to kind of do like food review stuff. I did a little bit of it, and so the way that the YouTube algorithm works, to my knowledge and from what I've seen, is that the more content you put out, um, the more it starts to think that it has learned your channel, and it sort of puts you in a box with content. So it's going to say, "Oh, he's a Blackstone Griddle guy." And then if I put out a video that's not related to Blackstone Griddle, they don't show it to anybody, any of my well, they show it to some of my subscribers, but not all. Uh, and the same thing goes. So like if you don't stick to sort of the same, not only the same genre like cooking, right? Because that's obvious, but if you kind of get off course a little bit. So when I did those review videos, the channel, they were getting horrible views. People were clicking on and clicking off, and then the algorithm was like, oh, this is a terrible video. It wouldn't show it to anybody, and then it would punish my other videos, on top of that. So I want to just be able to do what I want to do, but you can't because you hurt yourself in the long run. Hey, Doug, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. You have a great night. I really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Kevin wants to know Giordano's or Lou Malnati's. Man, Kevin, I, I love Lou's, but I'll tell you. But here, Pequod's got it. I'm sorry, Pickles has it. Pequod's to me is better than both of them. You know, so but they're like Giordano's is really good. The thing about Giordano's versus Lou Malnati's, Giordano's downtown restaurants are really good, but if you get out to the suburbs, they're not as good by far. So, like Lou Malnati's restaurants are the same. Everyone is the same quality, same flavors. Giordano's varies a lot from location to location if you get far away from the city, like where I live. And Pequod's is in the city. So I think they have two or three locations, and they have this unique way of making their deep dish where they put cheese on the outside of the crust and it caramelizes. And I just love it. So I probably have to give it to Pequod's. And if I'm saying Giordano's versus Lou's, if I'm in downtown Chicago, I'd pick Giordano's. If I'm not, I would take Lou's because I know Lou's is going to be consistent, no matter where I'm at. Mayhem, you're right. I know a lot of guys do start a second channel for that, and I actually here's the thing is I did start a second channel called Everyday Guy Food Reviews, right? But then COVID hit, uh, the word I don't like to say, and everybody was closed forever. So it was like, I didn't get to do anything with it, and I still have the channel. I never got back to do it, but I really did enjoy it. Doug, that's awesome, man. That was actually so the stuffed pork loin that's Chef Carl's idea that he did. The guy that was on my channel in that video. And I when he told me what he was going to do, I'm like, okay, we'll do it. And it turned out wonderful. The kids loved it and had great flavor. So that's and because of that, like we do that recipe a lot. We do it a lot because the kids really love it. Yeah, I love Lou's too, Mike. I really do. And there's one in Rockford now, so that's not too far from me. And we've had it and it's good, but my God, are they expensive? I mean, you know, there's great pizza around here. There's a little place here. So where I moved to when I left the city area, it uh, you know, pizza wise, not a lot. But then over the last few years, there's been a couple places. There's one called the Cellos now. That's within delivery distance of us. And on Sundays they have half price pizzas. So now it's like if we want pizza, we always wait till Sunday because we can, it's half price. Um, and it's good pizza. And that's so I can get like two pizzas, a side dish if the kids want fries or something. Um, Usually we'll get like two orders of fries because my kids love French fries and they'll eat like a whole order on their own. And then two large pizzas and delivery and everything. It'll be like $36, you know, which is not bad at all for that, for like a privately owned pizza place. Because I mean, we just don't like Domino's or Little Caesars. I mean, I just think it's junk. And I actually, when I eat that stuff, I have eczema, so when I eat something with like low quality flour or dough, I'll itch like crazy. So I can't even do that stuff. Let me see here. Definitely Pequods at some point you can come. Yeah, for sure, man. I like Pequods a lot. And Kevin's coming to Chicago mid-December. I needed to ask Kevin. You should have all of them, brother. But if you're coming to Chicago, like if you're going to be in the city, then just get Giordano's. I mean, if you got time to get Lou's, get it. But if you're in the city, Giordano's is probably slightly better, just to be honest. But Pequods is one you got to try. I mean, there's a couple on the north side. When I did the Wrigley Field tour a couple summers ago, we stopped there, and it was just amazing stuff. So you got to give it a try. um, Mayhem's talking about Denny's. Let's see. Let me see here. Rose's Backyard Barbecue. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Oregon, what a beautiful place. I've never been, but I've seen plenty of photos from friends and people that I know that live out there or close to there, and it's a beautiful state. And be at the United Center in the 15 Caps versus Hawks. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I love the United Center. I haven't been for a long time since the Bulls were good, but yeah, you'll enjoy it. Where are you from, Kevin? Like, where are you traveling from? Saucy Bottoms here. Yeah, we're still here, man. I've been on an hour and 30 something minutes. I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer. I really have nothing else to do tonight, honestly. I finished up all my work and not much else to do. So I wanted to kind of jump in here and spend time with everybody. Kevin's from Baltimore. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you got a better football team than we do. Which I mean, you guys beat us. We didn't even have you guys. Yeah. I mean, who started for you that day? What was that kid's name? I had to Google that kid. I had to Google his name because I'd never heard of him before, and he beat us. Unbelievable. Home in Virginia. In the Big Easy now, home in Virginia. Very cool. Virginia, I've been to once, just briefly driving through, but beautiful area. Tyler Huntley, that's what. Yeah, that's right. Tyler Huntley. He kicked our ass. And I didn't even know who he was. I mean, it's so sad. It's so sad. My Bears are so terrible. I mean, I'll support them until I'm not here anymore, but man, it's just bad. Tyler Huntley. Yep. Game-winning drive, 2 minutes left. Unbelievable. All right. Let me see here. I'll wait for my next set of comments to pop in because they're always on a little bit of a delay. Other than that, I think I'm caught up. Okay. Yeah, I'll agree with that, Kevin. For the little bit that I know, I pay attention a little, but I'm just not, I'm not as into hockey. I tried to get into hockey a lot more than I was when I was a kid. My older brother and his friends. So we lived in a town called Melrose Park, and the one of the schools had like a, it was sort of a detached little area where they had an outdoor, basketball concrete area, and it was kind of off the area of the main playground. And every winter they would ice that, they would maintain it like a little ice, like a little hockey rink, and put up goals and everything. And my brother and his buddies would go play and skate and play hockey, and I wanted to so bad, because he was, and because I saw these kids having fun, and I wanted to. And I bought, my parents bought me skates, and I sucked. I could never skate. So my I don't want to call it hatred for hockey, but like my lack of interest in hockey was born from my inability to skate. So hopefully that'll give you some background story on that. I've always kind of enjoyed the game, but I could never play it, so I never could get into it. But back 10 years ago when the Hawks were winning Stanley Cups, I was trying real hard, man. I was trying real hard to get into it and be a fan, and I was a fair weather fan, but I wasn't a real fan, and I admitted it to people. I'm just like, hey, it's Chicago. But yeah. Get rid of your coach and draft a bit better. And I mean, so Danny, I think that like we've done all right with drafting. I think we get a C average. I think Ryan Pace is an okay talent scout. But clearly he's not a good talent scout when it comes to coaches, and that's the big thing. Our coach is terrible. And what I really can't stand, and I've talked about it earlier in this stream, is that the McCaskies won't fire a coach mid-season because they just consider it to be mean and unprofessional. But like you're going to cost yourself a whole nother year of development of your rookie quarterback by not firing the guy now. Why not fire him now? Get him out of here. Put in, I think, we have Mike Pettin on our staff. I mean, he used to be a coach, and he was the defensive coordinator for Green Bay. The guy can coach. I know he's better than Nagy. I don't think he should be our next head coach, but I know he's better than Nagy. Put him in there. Let him work with Justin Fields. Figure out if he can actually play football, because right now we don't know. And if he can, well, then now we know that we have a quarterback. Let's go get a coach that can coach this quarterback. But instead, we're going to wait. We're going to fire this guy. And then we're going to go out and find the next quarterback or the next coach, which who knows who it's going to be, sign him for four years and still not know if we have a quarterback, because this kid's never going to show what he can do under Matt Nagy. He's just not. Okay, let's see here. Maybe a big family size cook for Christmas or New Year's. Holiday cooking videos seem to do pretty well in general. I might have, and I'm not, I have to see, I have to see how it goes. Like I try to schedule all my stuff in, and it's hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes to get everything done that I want to get done. And then I have to decide, like, because some of my videos are just like, well, I just wanted to spend time with you guys, so I filmed this video, and I was inspired to make this thing. And then some of them are geared towards like, teaching and sharing something that I think is really cool or important. So I'm still trying to kind of do things that I'm inspired to do. And sometimes that won't happen until last minute. But if I was smart, like some of these channels that are growing like crazy, I would look at the trending list and I would create content based on trending, and I would do all these things. But I don't know. It's not that I don't feel good about it. It's just that I don't feel good about it, if that makes sense. I just may not want to do that thing. I might just want to share something else. So just an internal battle. But there's so much possibilities for that. Who knows? I know I got a couple that I want to get done before the end of the year, and then at least one or two more. This week I could not film for my channel. I just didn't have the time because I got so busy with my other job. That's the other part of it, is my schedule's so unpredictable. But yeah. Let's see. I think I'm a little bit behind here. Ash, no, I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know how to do that stuff yet, but I could tell you right now, I have nothing in the hopper as far as pending videos on my channel. I have a video launching on the El Yucateco channel tomorrow, which is it's a ham and cheese crostini appetizer with a homemade honey mustard dressing. And oh my God, is it the most amazing honey mustard dressing I've ever made in my life or tasted. So that's coming out, and I'll probably share a link to that on my channel. But let's see. Somebody was just emailing me. Anyway, so yeah, I don't even know how to do that. But I'm gonna be, my next video is gonna be this mac and cheese, homemade mac and cheese. and I ordered a like a serving pan for it that I wanted for the thumbnail, and I did not receive it yet. So between that and my schedule, I haven't gotten to do that, but I will. Um, I appreciate that, Mayhem. Yeah, that's what I always try to do, man. I try to just do like, I try to just do what I'm inspired to do for whatever reason. And call it good or bad, it's what makes me if it's what it's makes that part of doing this fulfilling, because that's got to be part of it. I think it's a job for me now. I mean, this is my full-time thing between creating content for my channel and SNS Grills and El Yucateco Hot Sauce. But because it's a little bit of a creative thing, I'm not sure how to word this. I want to be fulfilled, like I want to feel good about what I'm doing, and I want to feel, you know, um, like I'm sharing things from inside. And that starts with everything from the birth of the idea of any given video to the structure and the layout of that video, and then to the last cut in the edit. Um, and so I take pride in it, whether the stuff's good or bad. It's mine, and I made it from start to finish, and it feels good. And some of them do okay, and some don't, but it still feels fulfilling to me. I think if I got way off course and you know I just started to do stuff that I knew was in heavy search or popular right now, if I only did that, I just wouldn't feel good about doing this. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it anymore. I'm just saying I wouldn't enjoy it as much or at all. So that's where I'm at with that, for what it's worth. Let's see here. Man, I think I fell behind. Let me see. What did Doug say here? Chicago fans love their teams through all, even when we do, Doug. I mean, we're very loyal fans. I mean, we're very loyal fans. I mean, I have taken a beating as a Bears fan for so long, and as a Bulls fan, since Jordan's been gone. But I mean, I still cheer for my teams. They're my teams. That's who I grew up with. That's the places my dad took me when I was a kid. So I'm never going to change that, you know. And I mean, same with my son, I mean, and Cubs too. And the Cubs, that's my baseball team. I like the Sox, but I love the Cubs. And I passed that on to my son. It's more about that than it is the sport. It's the pastime and the tradition and the fun. That's really what it is. So having a good team, like when the Cubs won the World Series in 2016, that was awesome. I mean, I literally cried in my living room watching that, because I remember, my whole life I mean, they've been to the postseason, but they never won a championship, and it had been, over 100 years at the time when they won. But it's just thinking about being a kid, growing up, watching those games with my grandfather and my dad and my brother, and then my son, and knowing that like this team finally did it. We finally did it. And I just, because my grandpa was gone at the time, he'd passed away in uh, 2011. And I remembered at the moment, like the moment when Chris Bryant threw that ball to Anthony Rizzo, and it was the third out and the Cubs won. I kept thinking about how my grandpa would always come into my office, um, with his Cubs jacket on, to visit me because he lives close here by me, and my office used to be right across the street when I had it. And I would, at that moment, I thought about like my grandpa walking into my office, sitting in the chair he always sat in with his cane. And we talked about two things all the time: crazy family members and the Cubs. So he was like the first person that came to mind when they won the World Series. So I know it's a personal story or whatever, but that's really what it's about for me. It's the championship was great, and when the Bears won in '85, I was a young kid, but it was still great because my dad loved the Bears. Um, but I mean, yeah, it's really more about that, and then sharing it with my son and passing that down. And so, because we're from the area, and Chicago's a big sports town, we're 100% behind our teams, good or bad. And we're meatheads about it. I mean, we'll tell you your team sucks when we know damn well you're way better than ours. But it's just who we are. It's what we do. All right. That's a lot of sports stuff there. Um, yeah. Thank you, Mayhem. 100%. That's what I try to do. It's what I've tried to do since the very start. And Evan, a very nice comment there. I appreciate it. And I definitely take that advice. I live it. It's what I'm doing, to this point. I mean, things could change. But right now, this is, the way I do it, and I'm happy with it. All right, let's see. Yeah, Ash. I mean, and you know what? I'm not gonna take anything away from those channels because they're doing way better than I am. You know, like for me to make a living doing this, I have to create content for my channel, uh, and for two other channels, and that's contract work. And that's how I can support my family. If I was relying on just my channel alone, which I really wish I could, honestly, uh, I really wish I could just rely on my channel, but it may never happen because YouTube, I've been at it since it was August 3rd of 2017. So it's been over 4 years now, you know, and my ad revenue doesn't even pay my mortgage. So imagine that. We got, as you got all kinds of other bills. So it's impossible unless you are going to plug into something like that. It would be really hard for you to earn a full-time income with just having a channel that you're doing stuff from your gut and from your, from your whatever you're inspired to do. Like you at some point have to put that business hat on if you want to do it with just your channel, and you have to start plugging into the trending stuff and all that. And I mean, I've done it, it's not like I haven't done it, but that's because I saw something and I was like, oh, I could change that and do it. I would like to do it this way. And so I would do it. And honestly, those videos, like I think the last one I did was smoked cream cheese, and it hasn't done very well. So maybe I was late to the party. I don't know. I'm way off on comments here. Mayhem says it took, yeah, and it's funny, right? Because like he's had a great channel for a long time and he's created great content and it's only gotten better. And he's a good man on top of that. But then there's other channels that'll get going and in a year they're at 1 million subs. And you just wonder how that's possible. I swear that there's got to be some cheaters thing to this because I see some channels that I just don't get how they're growing at the pace they are. I don't know what it is, and I don't know that I would ever try to get outside of my box as far as what I'm doing. But man, I'm curious. I won't lie. Very, very curious. I don't know if some of these channels are doing. I really don't. It's very possible that they could just be growing organically, but I have my doubts. I mean, I'll just put it that way based on my experience with what I'm doing. I have my doubts. That's a good way to put it, Ash. I mean, and I appreciate you too. I mean, I just like to be I do everything, from the heart, and I talk from the heart. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I try to be very forthcoming and honest, and I just like to do what feels good, I guess. But I mean, yeah, there are drawbacks to that, there are drawbacks to that is that I've been doing it 4 years and I got 51,000 subscribers. And there's people that have been at it for a couple months that are way past me because they plug into the stuff that's working. I mean, it's not dumb. It just, like I said, I think there's a lack of fulfillment there for me. So for now, I'm going to stick to my guns and do what I want to do. Uh, yeah, there you go. um, Man, I was happy for the Braves big time. I was really, really happy. Um, Let me see here. Crazy family. Yeah, we do, right? Yeah, we definitely all have those. Let's see. Matsui, Dave Durson. I love those guys. Miss hearing those names. Some other I get a kick out of those. Evan, yeah, I've done some stuff with my kids on video, and some of those videos have done well. And then I'll have certain people go in there and complain that I have my kids in my video. But I still do it. I still do it to this day. I mean, I think my daughter or my son was in one of my taste tests not too long ago. So I still do it. I love to do it. And they're the whole reason why I do this, honestly. Like my son inspired me to do this. A good friend of mine and my son. And my son started a little gaming channel when he was a little boy. He's 13 now, so he's still a little kid. He's not little anymore. He's as tall as I am now, but you know what I mean. And I remember seeing him, sit in front of his TV, and I bought him one of those little PlayStation cameras. And he would say, "Hey guys, today we're going to play this game or whatever." And I was so impressed by his courage that because this is something I wanted to do for a while. I love to cook. I love messing with food, and I wanted to share it, but I had no idea how. I really had no idea how. I had no idea what I was doing. And even though I'm in the IT field, so I kind of know technology, I didn't know anything about video. I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. So, it was a big thing for me to take on. And just trying to work and survive and take care of my family at the time, I just never gave myself an opportunity. And watching him, and then one day this friend of mine, Mario, whose son is friends with my son, uh, I was on the phone with him, and he's like, "Dude, what are you waiting for?" He goes, "Just what's the worst thing that could happen? You make a crappy video and you just go delete it and you're done. You don't have to. Nobody's gonna, what are you worried about?" And so the next day, I made a video, and it was a terrible video. It was awful. It was a terrible idea. For the recipe. It was a terrible everything. I didn't know how to edit. I was on the YouTube editor, trying to piece footage together. I mean, it took me an entire day to edit a video that just sucked. And I had no idea. I had no idea what I was doing. And for some reason, people watched it. I don't know why. And I was filming with my iPhone at the time. I had like an iPhone 7 or something like that. My wife was filming me. I had no audio equipment, had no lights, and no good cameras. And I just wanted to do another one. And I got like 5 videos in, and like 2 of them started to really get views. And people were putting comments in there and making me feel like I had, give me confidence. And it just grew from there. And then I think one of the biggest things was, other YouTubers, coming out and, and helping me, just extending their hand to me and saying, "Hey, I think you have some potential, and there's some things you should do to make your stuff better." Greg from Ballistic Barbecue was one. Justin from Baby Back Maniac, Lyle from No Hippie Barbecue. So, and if I'm forgetting anyone, I really apologize. But those guys, they really put me on track, and they helped me a lot. And even through all of that and all that growing and learning and upgrading what I do and how I do it, it's still been a difficult, thing to tackle. So I'm still waiting for that big break, like I have a video that gets millions of views, and I'm convinced, and maybe it's just me in my mind, but I think probably all YouTubers feel this way, that if YouTube would show my stuff to people, they would like it and they would want to subscribe to my channel, you know? But I feel like they're not showing it to enough people, and I feel like I'm being mistreated. And I'm sure we all probably, everybody who creates probably has that feeling. So I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's a true feeling that it's valid. I'm just saying that it's how I feel. And you know, I always say all I can do is make my next video. It's all I can do. Make my next video, see what happens. Try to make the next one better, the next one better. And my style has changed a ton, since I first started. So I'm off on a tangent. I don't even know where I was going here. Um, Dan, if you're still here, thank you very much. Cheers to you too, my friend. New York, be safe there. Um, Leprechaun. Hey, Leprechaun, how are you, buddy? I saw you say hi, man. I'm sorry. I just forgot to address it. But yeah, it's funny, Leprechaun. And, here's the deal is just because one person's channel is bigger than the other, it's hard to say whether or not they have better content. It's really just a random thing in a lot of cases. So if my channel is bigger than yours, that's not a guarantee that I have better content than you, and vice versa. It's just and it's with any given channel and any given comparable channel. It's just the way it ends up working out, and you just try to figure out how. I mean, I watched some videos and I'm like, this is a terrible video. How could it get so much love from the algorithm? And it does. And I can't figure it out. There's no analytic for that. I can study them till the cows come home, and I don't get anything. Like, and then sometimes like this last video I put out, this meatloaf video. I wanted to create a more relaxing, settling in environment for the viewer. So I changed my music a little bit to something more mellow, like acoustic guitar. I was slower in everything that I did, and I showed more footage of everything that I did. And I was a lot more detailed and descriptive. And there was a few other little changes that I made. And I guess I don't know if you want to call it a mistake because the video's doing well. But my mistake was I changed so many things at one time that now that I say, wow, this is doing 10 times better than my last video, I don't know what it was that did it, if anything. If it's anything that I can think of that I know I did, I don't know what that is because I did so many things at once. And there's a large amount of those views coming from Google search, but the screwed up thing is you can't see what terms people searched on Google that were popular that got them to your video. You can see YouTube search terms, but you can't see Google. They like cut that off to where they block it, which I don't understand why they would do that. Because now, like, okay, if I could see that, then maybe I could use that information to have a good video next time. And I can't see it. So I'm I have a video doing pretty well, but I have no idea why. For whatever it's worth. Hey Gary, how are you, man? I'm a little bit behind here on comments because I'm rambling a lot. I guess I've been on 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Um, Ash, I appreciate it. And again, I'm not knocking any other channel out there that does that type of content. If that's what they want to do, I'm fine with it. It's a lot more successful than what I do. But it's just different for me. It's just different for me. Thanks, Brett. I appreciate it. And that's what I aim to do. My biggest thing is, besides self fulfillment and that kind of creative, accomplished feeling, which is very unique. And I never knew I had it. I never knew what it felt like until I started to do this stuff. But it's the fact that, like, I'm big on family. I really am. Like, my wife, my kids. And I think there's nothing more valuable than spending time with your family. And usually, one of the biggest reasons why we do that is food. So, you know, like this past Thanksgiving, when my turkey video that I did 2 years ago, everybody seems to watch it around Thanksgiving. Obviously, that's stupid to say. Everyone knows that. But I get so the comments that come in like, I made this for my family and it was the best turkey we ever had and we really enjoyed it. And, like that really makes me feel good because the thought that I put something out there that somebody else ran into and used it to spend time with their family and eat good and have fun, that's like a big deal to me. And I try to think about that with every video, and that doesn't pay any bills, but it gives a sense of accomplishment, I guess, in a strange way, like just getting people together to do something, and that means a lot to me. It really does. I gotta get a sip of water. Okay, let's see. Thanks, Ash. I appreciate it, man. I really, really do. It means a lot to me. Leprechaun the Mustang is expensive. Um, it's been at my buddy's place who does. His name is Doctor Foxbody, and he's all over Instagram and Facebook, and he's working on my car. And this whole thing started with I had when I bought the car, I got a supercharger with it and some other stuff. It wasn't on the car. My car was a car that was like, I mean, it's in perfect condition. But the guy who owned it, the original owner, bought it, and he bought it to deck it out and race it. Not like a not like a drag car, but just a really good fast street car. And so he did a bunch of stuff, but he did it back in the late 90s. And then he let it sit for 20 years, and nothing had been updated. So he took the supercharger off because he was done racing. He was running 11s, and he's like, I'm done. I don't want to race anymore. I take the supercharger off. I'm just going to drive it every now and then. And then he decided to sell it, and I bought it. So the whole thing for me was to just take the supercharger over by Nate and maybe get a couple other things done. Like I wanted power steering again, and there was a 373 rear end gear, and I wanted to go to a 355. I know it's not a big difference, but it is when you're driving it. And anyway, it turned into a big thing because, like, you know, once you start working on stuff, these are all things that were done in the 90s. So a lot of the stuff wasn't even like parts for yet, like to mount the supercharger. He had to have that stuff fabricated and everything. So trying to put all this stuff back on, very hard. Long story short, we ended up taking the motor apart, replacing the heads, because that had something to do with the way the supercharger, and I had to buy a new supercharger because it was leaking. So I had a new supercharger, new hardware kit, new bracket, new heads, um, changed out the gear, did a bunch of stuff. I got a Holley Terminator X electronic stuff. It replaces the ECU, and I mean, dude, the car's gonna be badass when I get it back. It'll be a 10-second street car. And for me, that's, I mean, it's not gonna beat a demon or whatever, but I'm not gonna go out and race it. It's just gonna be a badass American muscle car, and I can't wait to get it back. And I'm real close now. We had to send the lower intake out to get some machine work done so it would fit properly after the new injectors. And I think we put 80-pound injectors in it, brand new, new fuel pump. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So anyway, assuming that everything goes together well and fits well and there's no leaks, I'm going to have that car back, I think, before the first snow. And that's what I told Nate. I said, dude, all I want to do is take the car and just go for a ride with my son once before snow hits the ground. or salt hits the ground rather, because the snow will go away right now. If it hits, it'll be gone. But I wanted to build a cruise with my son one time, just go for a 20, 30 minute, cruise down some of these country roads, lay into it a little bit, listen to it, enjoy it, and listen to that old ass radio in the car that sounds like everything's coming in AM, because my son and I really enjoy that. And it's a big deal to me. And I missed out on it all summer because of all the stuff we did to the car. And we're this close now. So, if it gets done here the next week or two, I think I'm going to be able to get that drive in. And that's like so needed right now for so many reasons. When I am driving that car, I don't think about anything else. I'm not thinking about anything that's happened in the last couple years. I'm not thinking about anything that I'm dealing with in the moment. Like it's just driving. And I really need it. It's a cleansing for me. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. We'll see what happens. If it comes true and I'm able to do that, it would be badass. And I think it's gonna. I'm real positive about it. So we'll see. But that's the Mustang update. So I gave you a really long answer, but I mean, I might as well. True, Mayhem. It's very true. And I do try to do a lot of the meta work, the metadata stuff. Like I do my homework on it on Google Trends and everything, like for keywords I want to use. I don't base my video off of it, but once my video is done, I try to figure out what the best ingredients are for the metadata. So I do that homework. But I really haven't tapped into anything special that way. But I mean, I know it's better to do it than not to do it, but I haven't gotten any real traction by doing it yet. But I mean, yeah, I still do it, and you're 100% right. Let's see. And I'm sorry if I've missed anything here because I'm kind of I went on a freaking rant here a couple times and I missed some comments and I don't really know where I left off. Um let's see. YouTube YouTube doesn't seem to like outdoor cooking. Yeah, well, I think Kevin, it's a great point. It really is. Um you see the problem with doing outdoor cooking and barbecue stuff, which is really all I was doing at first, is that it's very seasonal. So you know you spend all that time, you make a video, but then people only watch it for 4 or 5 months out of the year, and then it just dies. So I started doing more indoor stuff a couple years back, and a lot of the indoor recipes I do, they're doing better because they get views all year round. I did a French onion soup recipe. I did a couple Italian beef sandwich recipes, a sub sandwich recipe, um, homemade pizza, but inside, like in the oven, not on the smoker or on the grill. Those videos, they're doing really well, and it's because they're not seasonal. So part of that is just the nature of the weather and the seasonal aspect of it. But I think the algorithm figures that into its equation when it decides who it's going to show something to, because it kind of knows the outdoor cooking genre isn't as popular, or it's not going to be a year-round thing. And because, I mean, there's ad revenue, right? I mean, you watch ads when you watch my videos, and that's how I make whatever little bit of money I make from my channel. Besides the 6 members that I have, that's a joke because it's really not enough, but I'm grateful for what I have. That they're figuring in like, hey, well, if I'm gonna, want to give this advertiser the best bang for their buck, what video, or where am I going to place this stuff? And so I know that goes into it too. And I'm not anywhere near smart enough or in depth enough of understanding of that to be able to explain it to you, but I know it has an impact. So I have tried, like the meatloaf video that I did last week. I did it inside. I wanted to do it outside, but I'm like, if I spend the entire day doing this and another entire day editing it, and then I can either get 4 months worth of views, or I can get videos. I can get views all year round. I'm gonna probably choose the views all year round, and because that recipe in particular, really nothing changes with it. If you do that cook inside or outside, everything's the same from the prep to the temperature of the cook to the time of the cook. There's no difference other than where you're cooking it. So I thought, you know what, it'd be real easy to tell people this is the same. If you want to do it on your smoker, your grill, as long as it's indirect heat, it's the same. Everything's the same. And that's why I decided to do it that way. And the video's doing well. And I don't think it's because it's an indoor; it's for other reasons. But my point is, I can count on that to get views like in the middle of January or February, and that's not going to be the case if it was like a smoked meatloaf. So sometimes I will make choices like that. Like I'd rather do it outside, but I've done smoked meatloaf before a couple times for different channels, so it's not like I've never done it. And I really wanted to do this one inside just to show people that you can get like an outdoor quality and beautiful looking meatloaf inside, without having to go outside and worry about smoke and color. So, you know, we'll see how it goes over the next year or so with that video, but I'm fairly certain it's going to get consistent views, and it wouldn't if it was a smoked meatloaf. Okay. Good point, Gary. 100%. And I'm not sure I'm great at that stuff, but I do try. Let's see. Yeah, man, I always want to tell you, like, you should do stuff. You really should. You got so Saucy Bottom Barbecue. For everybody that's here in the chat, wonderful barbecue sauce. Small businessman, just started. He's got seasonings. I have all of them here. He's got a barbecue rub. He's got something called Chop Dust, which is amazing on pork, but it's amazing on everything. And then he has one called Barnyard Magic, which is um, I put that on everything too. I mean, it's got a beautiful salty, garlic, peppery flavor. I liken it to It's Incredible, which I know a lot of you people probably know about, except I think it's better than that. So if you want to try his stuff, go to his website. Joe, you could put I think it's just saucy with SAUCY bottom BBQ.com, but feel free to type your website into the chat, man. I mean, I try to tell people about you as much as I can, but it's like it's so hard to keep up with everything. But you deserve to be doing much better than you are. All you got to do is get those products in people's hands. They're going to love them. I am a Fox Body fan, Ash. I had a lot of them when I was a younger man, and it was finally time for me to, to get a hold of one again. And I've looked for a while, but I found a really nice car, and I was so happy with it. Actually, if you guys want to see the car, it's on Instagram. I started an Instagram for it. It's here, tell you what. I'll tell you the handle. I know what it is, but I'm not 100% positive. So let me tell you exactly what it is. So it's LX underscore notch underscore 93. I'll type it into the chat. So I got to get around my microphone here. Instagram LX underscore notch underscore 93. Hopefully that goes through. Yeah. Oh, Leprechaun got it already. Thank you, buddy. All right. So yeah, you could check out the car. And I did put the car in, I want to say it was the ending of one of my videos that I did within the last few months. I put a clip of it peeling down the street. So yeah, I did have it in a video, Mayhem. And I think I have another account on YouTube that's just like a play account. And I actually, I actually did what I wanted to do and what I have been doing is I've been keeping footage of the car, like just like the storyline of everything. And I started putting together like a little montage with it. And I had like about a minute's worth and I put it up on YouTube. You know what? Here, let me look for it just real quick. Let me see here because it's gonna drive me nuts. And I may not even find it because it's like on my other. I'll have to log into the other channel or um, something. So let me just see. I may have to just post it on like my. Um, might have to just post it on my. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time finding it, but yeah, gosh, that stinks. I really wanted to share that with you guys. Let me try one more thing. I'll see if my account is still logged in here on the phone app. So I really don't know if it is. Oh yeah, here it is. So let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share this to my email and then I'm gonna put the link in here for you guys so you can check it out because it's a cool video. It's only a minute and 11 seconds long so far, and I have more footage. I just haven't put it in there yet. But okay, so let me go grab it now from here. And I'll grab the link, copy, and then let me come back here to this and let me paste it in here. There we go. So you guys could kind of check out I started just doing a little montage and it's really cool. I like it. I used Born to Be Wild, as the music. And I got a lot of footage to add to it. I have um on my machine, on my Final Cut Pro and my MacBook Pro, I've got all the stuff there in the project file that's like ongoing. So, at some point I'll have enough to kind of have say 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then I'll finish it up. I just wanted to put something out there because I had a bunch of people asking about the car. And at the beginning when because the car's been gone it's 6 months now. It's 6 months if I haven't told you. They picked it up on June 5th and it's been gone for 6 months. And Nate does this stuff with the cars in his spare time. So he works a full-time job. So it takes him a long time to get stuff done. But anyway, yeah. So that's the deal on the car. Let me see what else I missed here because people are dropping off. I think they're getting sick of me talking about the car. Discovered your channel when you're going through a rough period. Engaging Mary content is subject. Well, I appreciate it, Stephen. Yeah, and you know what? It's been a rough period. I mean, losing my grandma in September of 2020, and my dad in February of this year, and then my mom in September of this year. So it's only been a couple months removed from that, and I mean, there's always stuff going on in life, but those things are hard to recover from. So, and my channel suffered as a result because I didn't put content out consistently or at all, but it's just like I talked about earlier when you feel like I'm inspired to do this. I had no inspiration, none. I didn't want to do anything. So, and I mean, understandably so, could I have overcome it? Like if it was a job, I would have to go to work anyway. So it'd be different. And this is a job in a sense, but I don't feel it that way. So I just didn't have anything I wanted to share. I just didn't. And but yeah, so you've you've been around for the last year and a half because it's been that long, and it's just ongoing stuff. So but I wake up every morning and I'm able to put my 2 feet to the ground and I can choose my attitude for the day. And 9 out of 10 days, I'm good, but I do have bad days because I get pissed off about losing my dad and losing my mom. and I don't have anyone to blame for it. It's nobody's fault. But you get mad, and those days I just stay away from everybody. I try to isolate as much as I can because I don't want to hurt someone that I love by being short with them or crabby. But I have those days. There's a couple of them a month at least. Doug had a 68. It's a nice car, man. I love all Mustangs, though, I got to say, except the new one, the electric one. No way. I don't care if it does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. I don't want any part of it. Like when you comment on regional Chicago food nuances, maybe a few more Chicago specific recipes, or maybe recreate some Wrigley Field foods. That'd be a great idea. Yeah. Yeah. Some $30 nachos. Yeah. I like doing Chicago-based foods. I really do. And there's a number of them that I really enjoy. So I've shared a lot of stuff, but there's still so much more that I could. I wanted to redo the Rickabenny's breaded steak sandwich. As a matter of fact, I wanted to go there and like take some footage and get a sandwich and eat it there, and then like recreate it, and add that footage in as part of my video. But then that's like right around the time COVID hit, and everybody was closed, and I never revisited this stuff. But that's that. The E series is really nice, Dan. I mean, I'm gonna do a full review on it. Um, I'm gonna do a full review on it, but I'm kind of reserving judgment right now. There's some things I noticed so far. One thing is not even heating, which I didn't expect, but I didn't expect it to be as uneven as it is. So the center area of the cooker is noticeably hotter than anything around the edges. You're not. It's not so much that it matters in terms of like, you know, the food's still going to get done roughly around the same time if you don't move it around or if you do. But the searing is it's terrible on anything that's not like there. If you could kind of draw like maybe an 8-inch circle in the center or a 10-inch circle in the center, that's the hot area. And everything else is not hot. I mean, it's hot, but it's not as hot. So the searing is going to come from that area if you're going to get any searing, because it really, in my opinion, I don't think it gets hot enough, even when it's at 500 degrees. And it takes a while for it to get to 500 degrees. So you might sit there for 10 or 15 minutes waiting for it to get that hot. And as soon as you put the food on there, it immediately drops. Like you see the temperature drop. So I think perhaps the griddle top material, the heating elements, those probably could have been better. But it's not a bad first try, because I think that's their first electric series. There might be 2 sizes or maybe 1 size. I don't know. I have the 22, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just you get used to cooking on the griddle, like the outdoor, and there's a big difference. I can cook bacon outside in 2 minutes, and inside it's 10 minutes. So there's a difference. There's a difference, and it's still really good. The food still has good flavor. It's not as good as the cold rolled steel top, but it's good. Cleaning it is not too difficult. The grease trap in the back works flawlessly. I haven't had any messes, so that's good. The top is non-stick, which is probably partially why it doesn't sear as well, and probably partially why it doesn't get as hot. But it's pretty easy to clean. So I'll usually just, wipe it off, and then you rub like with a pair of tongs, a nice hot paper towel or two with water, hot water. And I'll do that if it's not really a dirty cook, I'll do that for a couple. But then like by the third time, I'll take the top off, go put it in the sink, and I'll give it a quick hot soapy water wash, and then I'm good to go. And my wife has this spray that's like a degreaser. It's like just something you can buy at the grocery store. And forgive me, I don't know what brand it is. But I use that. I'll spray a little bit on a paper towel, and then I'll wipe off the control area, like the knobs and the screen. and the lid, because you get some splashing on there, and it cleans up really nice. Within 15 minutes or 10 minutes, I can make it look like brand new. So I do like it. I think there are some shortcomings, but I do like it. Sean, how are you, man? Good to see you. Let's see. Leprechaun says that his is getting sticky in the middle. That's weird. So are you saying like um, so the non-stick coating's coming off? Do you, and then I guess my next question is, how long have you had it, and how many times have you used it? Let's see. Yeah, Brett, that's a good idea. I've wanted to do like a smoked cheese, a cold smoked cheese video for a while, and it's not hard to do, and I have no idea why I haven't done it. So this is just a reminder for me. Just curious, can you tell a difference between revenue you receive from viewers that watch the ads versus YouTube Premium? Yeah, it spells it out for you. You can see the ad revenue is the big one. The premium, revenue is not anywhere near as much. So they do spell it out for you, so you do know what you're getting, but it's not you know I mean, I'm sure other channels that are doing a lot better than mine, maybe they do really well with all of that, but for mine, like I said, it's been 4 years, over 4 years I've been doing it, and I still, some months it's not enough to even just pay my mortgage payment on its own. So it's not great, put it that way. But I could be getting more views if I would do things differently, more than likely. So that's I'm not complaining. I'm not doing a poor me. It is what it is. Based on what I'm doing, that's what I'm getting. So if I did things differently, I maybe would get more. All right. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. I love that car. I really do. I want it back so bad. Let's see. Cubs have got to pay for those Wrigley Field renovations somehow. Good point, man. Good point. That's why we got the $30 nachos. And I'm exaggerating, but not by too much. And yeah, Doug, for sure, man. That thing is, I will not buy that new Mustang. It's not going to happen. Let's see. Oh yeah, Cardinal and a Camaro guy. See. Common ground is bears. Well, there we go. At least we have something, and we both love your seasonings and your sauce. All right. I've been using the Camp Chef web and Wi-Fi for a few months and love it. I got the Sidekick Pizza Oven for it, but haven't installed them yet. Dude, you got to install that. The Sidekick with the grill box, outstanding sear, very easy to clean. The pizza oven is amazing. I mean, you have to put that on there. You just do. And then just go buy the cheapest. Well, pellet grills make good pizza in the cooking chamber too. So I'm going to tell you that up front. Like, I don't know what I like better. If it's smoked pizza, not really smoke, but it's in the pellet smoker, wood fire at say 350 degrees. That's amazing. But between that and the pizza oven, I couldn't tell you which one I like better. They're different, but that pizza oven is small, but my God, it's really, really good. So if you make homemade dough and, you need to put that on. You need to put that on. Yeah, Russ, I want to, man. I'm just getting back in the groove. It's a great reminder for me. I appreciate it. I'm just getting back in the groove, of getting consistent content out there after everything that's gone on. And so it's absolutely in the plans. I love that cooker. It's my favorite cooker. I'm so proud to have it. It's such a prestigious part of my backyard. I just love it. People always, ooh and ah over it, and I do too every time I look at it. And I need to use it more. I just there's so much going on back there, and I think just trying to get all my scheduling and all my videos down. For some reason, that's just been one of those things I haven't done enough of, and I feel bad because I really love Chris, and I want to do more stuff for him. He sponsors my videos, so and I know he does you too. So it's like it's easy for me to do that and invoice him, so it would be great. It's just that I just haven't, I just haven't. I haven't had anything in me that I wanted to create that involved that cooker, and then when I did, something would happen, and um, I just haven't done it. I haven't. I think I did a cook on it for Easter, and I think I did a cleaning video on it sometime in the middle of summer, right before I went on vacation, and that was it. That's all I've done, unfortunately. Let's see. Let's see what Leprechaun said here. I see. So the non-sticks rubbing off. Do you use the plastic tools or the silicone tools for it, Leprechaun, or do are you using metal on it? Or, I mean, I'm just asking. I'm sure you're doing it right. I'm just asking because I only use the silicone stuff, but I haven't used it a ton. Like I've used it maybe 6, 7 times now. So I got to get more cooks under my belt. That's why I haven't done a review video yet, because I kind of feel like I want to give it a little bit more time. And I'm late to the game on that. I think there's already a ton of review videos out there, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to give my, my perspective on it. The Wall twins use the plastic utensils. Yeah, I do too. So I bought they had like what did they call it? A package deal or whatever. And it was $300, and it came with a couple different things. And those cooking utensils were one of them. So I use those too. It's all I use on there because that's what they tell you. And, I don't want to screw it up. So I'm following the instructions. The tips of my Blackstone plastic spatula has the plastic burn. Wow, that's interesting. They say they're good for what, 400 degrees? On the package, I think they say they're good for up to 400 degrees, but then the griddle goes up to 500 degrees. So you're like, I mean, I still use it on there. I haven't had anything burn or melt yet, but I mean, I haven't used it. I haven't used it enough to say for sure that will or won't happen. Wood utensils is a great thought. I actually thought about that too. I haven't tried it, but I can't imagine why it would, unless it's something really old and kind of splintery. I don't think it would hurt it, but I don't know. I think it's a great question though. Man, I know I missed some comments here, and I am sorry if I did. Joe, did you post a link to your site yet? Here, let me do it for you, man. Let me see. Let me just make sure I got the right site. There it is. So there we go. So that's Joe's site. Check it out because I mean, I personally love the rubs and the sauce. I really do. And I recommend it because I love it, and the prices are very, very fair. So if you want to try something a little different, give him a shot because he's a small businessman. He invested a lot of time and money and sweat, and I still think he's in the red. So, let's help him get into the green, even if it's just a little bit, and you'll get some damn good seasonings and sauce as part of the deal. So, head over there, check him out, and give it a shot. I have a lot of the stuff here. I use it all the time. One of the seasonings or sauce gets used almost every day in my house because the Barnyard Magic is probably my favorite. It'll go on eggs or almost anything else I'm cooking, and the chop dust is the same way. The chop dust is, I mean, it's called chop dust, but it's more of a pork. It's more friendly with pork, but you can put it on anything: potatoes, eggs. My son puts it on his eggs. He loves it. So It's good with everything. It's good with everything. Let me see here. Gary's got a question. Joe, do you ship to Canada? I don't know the answer to that. I hope he's still in here. I hope he's still in here. You might have to just check the site, Gary. I'll look for you, but I don't know if he does or not. I mean, he does all the shipping on his own, so I imagine he probably does, but I don't know if there's like any extra fees for it or whatever. Um, you know what? You check the site, and if for some reason you can't get it to go through, you let me know, and I'll put you directly in contact with Joe, and maybe he can work out a way to get it to you, because I know he would love to. Believe me, I don't think he would, unless there's some reason why, like with the post office. Who knows? You know, but I think if there's a way, I think he'd love to. Kevin has a Stan Broyles stainless steel top for your 22-inch outdoor. That's cool. That's cool. So, um, stainless steel. So tell me, did you use the cold rolled steel and then you changed to that, and then there's no difference in the sear or cleanup or anything like that? No problem, Gary. Yeah. He's a really good dude. His son, he's down in the Peoria area, I believe it is, like central southern Illinois. And his son plays baseball. I mean, he's just a family man. He's a family man who, like me, he had a dream to do something, and he been making these seasonings and just kind of like handing them out to people around town for a while, and then one day he started bottling it. And it was kind of when him and I met a couple years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but I was like, dude, this stuff's way too good, for you not to market it. I think it's really good. And so, little by little, he worked on that, and he found a couple companies. And I think he got screwed over once or twice. I mean, this is very common when you're starting a business. Everybody's got their hand out, and hardly anybody gives you what you pay for. But he did eventually find a place, and the weird thing was, it was the place that produced everything for him. They were pretty close to my house, so when he, you know, when he picked everything up, because he did it all himself, he stopped here and he like lifted up the tailgate of his truck, and the tonneau cover, and the whole thing was full of seasonings and sauces, and he left a little bit of stuff here, which I still am working on. We use it all the time. It's good stuff, though. I think you'll like it. That's my point. Let's see. It sears fine. I can let it sit outside for a long time without the need to grind it down and reseason. That's cool. That's cool. And like, I mean, I know you have to do that with all the other tops, but I keep mine super clean. So like mine would probably not need that as often. But um the only thing I would, and I don't know, because why I asked you, I don't know the sear difference, but if it sears good, that might be a really good investment for people that maybe don't want to spend as much time cleaning, you know, because I see some, I mean, I'm in some of these Blackstone griddle groups like on Facebook. And I mean, I would never eat anything that comes off of some of these griddles. Like, I don't know what people do if they just cook and then leave it. Literally, it looks like that, like they just don't clean it. And then they'll go back 2 weeks later and use it again. I mean, it's disgusting. So I'm all about that cleanliness. Ah, man, I've been on 2 hours and 45 minutes, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. Uh, go take a shower, go to bed, and do this all again tomorrow. But I just wanted to pop in here and test this out, and I'm glad. I thought we had a really good chat tonight, and I am very grateful for everybody that's here. I got to kind of get to know a couple people that I hadn't really talked too much, that apparently watch stuff that I put out. And so there's really good people, and it's uh it's nice to have everybody here. So I appreciate it. And I think I'm gonna let you guys go. So thank you again for hanging out with me tonight, and for the members of the site, I'm gonna do that members only chat. For the 6 people that are members. Listen, if you're on this chat right now, do me a favor, sign up and become a member of my site. Okay, it's only like $2 or $3 a month. I'm not going to get rich off of it, but it would kind of motivate me to, maybe do some more stuff for members only. But yeah, anyway, if you can comfortably do it and it's in your heart, do it. If not, I still love you. And that's it. So I'll talk to you guys very soon. And thank you so much. I appreciate everything. God bless. And I'll see you on the next one.